Tarte recently came out with a new collection called the Rainforest of the Sea, and I picked up 2 palettes from them, a lip product and then also a concealer, so I thought I'd go ahead and swatch them for you guys and kind of give you my opinion. And then also I did do a demo with the products, which will be towards the end of the video if you're interested in it. But let's start off with this lip product that I have on my lips right now with Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk Lip Liner. This is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Quench Lip Rescue in the shade Nude, and I believe there was 4 shades in this particular Quench line, and I kind of picked this one up because of the packaging. It's so cute. It's got pink and seashells on there. While the pattern is super cute on the tube, I was so disappointed to pull it out and find out that the outside is it's cardboard. And for a lip product, especially if you're like throwing around in your purse and stuff like that, I don't like my lip products to be in cardboard packaging because they're just going to get destroyed, especially with a pretty packaging like this. So I thought that they looked like they were plastic on the website, but they're not. Now the lip product feels really nice on the lips. It's quite shiny and hydrating feeling. But the one thing that I don't like that they did with this is they put peppermint oil in it, like that minty peppermint smell that they do in a lot of their lip products, which peppermint oil is an irritant. I'm like, why? Why do you have to put it in there? Here's an up close of this lip product as well in the nude shade. Packaging is really cute, but it's cardboard. The lip product feels really nice on the lips, but it's got peppermint oil in it. So I'm not 100% sure about this guy, but it's in the shade Nude in the Quench line. Next up is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Aqua Sealer Concealer. There's 0.34 fluid ounces in this bottle, and the shade that I picked up is the shade Fair, which is the lightest. Now it comes in a little frosted glass bottle, and then you pull the top out. The packaging is super cute with the ombre coloring to it, but this is what the packaging looks like. It's a large doe foot applicator. It's very reminiscent of the Clinique, the new Clinique concealer foundation. And the thing that I really don't like about this is this just flat out, it smells. It stinks like a chemical makeup type smell, which is not very appealing. Now when I did use this, I thought the consistency was pretty thin, but what I didn't like is it didn't blend as effortlessly as the Makeup Forever, the new HD Makeup Forevers, and it didn't blend as nice as like the Bobbi Brown serum concealers that I also really like. But the coverage was nice and it didn't crease on me, so that was good. Now the thing with this one is I would keep it, but it's too dark and too yellow. When I set it underneath my eyes, I can visually see the yellowness under there, and I just don't care for that. So I'll swatch the coloring for you, which typically Tarte products just run really yellow, I think. So that is the shade Fair. I actually purchased this one off of QVC because it was available there first, and it came with kind of the same price as if it was by itself, but it came with a brush. But then QVC always does like its shipping and all charges and all of that stuff. But this is what the brush looks like. I originally thought the brush was going to be great until I used one of my other ones after I used this, and I realized this is, I mean, it's not a bad brush by any means, but for underneath the eye area, I felt like it was just a little on the stiff side, but it did do a nice job of blending out the concealer. Next up is the Skin Twinkle Lighting Palette. Again, the packaging, I really like the ombre blue and purple. It looks really gorgeous. This is what the outside packaging looks like. It's a hard plastic, which I really appreciate. This one actually had another one of the plastic overlays with the names inside of there. And the 2 larger highlighters are 0.2 ounces a piece, while the center shade is 0.085 ounces a piece. Now, I didn't use this on the tops of my cheekbones as a highlight today because both of these are too dark for my skin tone. So what I did is just kind of feathered it over the blush that was already on my face. I ended up using the Moonlight shade. They're quite sparkly, but they just deepen up on my skin tone. Now, the center shade, which I think has been quite controversial, it's really pressed hard. You're not going to see a lot of pigment out of it or anything like that. But I think what it's intended to be is like a finishing powder, or I think I've seen something about setting under eye concealer with it. Like, I'll show you. You can't really see nothing out of it. But the thing with it is I can tell just by the feel of it, it's a silica powder. So think like the Makeup Forever HD powder pressed. That's what it feels like, that really thin, slippery feel to it. Like, you don't get a ton of pigment off of it, but it's got that slip feel. Now, products like that with too much silica in it, I can't put all over my face because I was originally going to use that. Well, I can, but I don't like to because the silica all over my face like that really dries my skin out. So for that reason, I didn't use that today. Here's the Skin Twinkle Lighting Palette. I think the packaging is really pretty. And then inside you have got the Sunlight, which is a champagne gold, the Filtered Light, which is a matte sand, and then Moonlight, which is a rosy pearl. And initially I thought these were for sure going to be light enough to me, but they do pull a little bit deeper on me. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch these two large highlighters first, and then the middle one. The champagne one actually appears lighter than the rosy one for me, which I thought it was just going to be the opposite. But you can see when I turn my hand this way just how dark of a highlighter that is on my skin tone. I might be able to get away with this one a little bit easier than this one, but this is the one I slightly dusted over my blush, was the rosy one. But you can see they're a little bit deep. And now this center shade is that silica type powder. It feels really similar to like the Makeup Forever HD setting powder pressed. That's what it feels like. You're not going to really see payoff much on here. And the last product I have is the eyeshadow palette. I know Ulta came out with a couple different palettes as well, but I haven't gotten my hands on those just yet. This one's called the Rainforest of the Sea eyeshadow palette, and there are 8 shades, which are 0.05 ounces a piece, which is pretty good size. And isn't that some pretty packaging? I think it's just stunning. Now, here are your shades. The names are actually printed on the inside, which is good. There isn't like a plastic overlay. Now, this is a completely different formula for Tarte. Nowhere on the packaging or anywhere on the box or anything like that does it say Amazonian clay like the Tarte palettes do, or like the Tarte in Bloom. I love the Tarte in Bloom, but I'm not a big fan of the all matte one, the Tartelette palette. This is a completely different formula, and it's one of those dimethicone type formulas that everybody seems to be doing. These are very, very similar to Makeup Forever Artist Shadows. These two shades in particular are very much like the satin formula, and then all the rest of them are very much like the iridescent formula. Very similar. When I was using these on my eyes, I like got no fallout at all. They blended really nice. They performed just like the Artist Shadows for me, which I happen to like, but I know some people don't care for the artist formula. Some of them's not so much the mattes, they don't create like a film over the top, but all the rest of the finishes do. These ones do that as well. So if you have problems with them picking up product and stuff and kind of forming a glaze over the top, these ones are doing that to me as well, just like the artist ones do. But once you're able to pick up product on the brush, I don't have any problems with pigment performance or blendability or anything like that. So here is the eyeshadow palette. I think that the pattern on the cover is just gorgeous, and I'm glad that it's a plastic packaging. Now, just for reference, this is smaller than Tarte's standard circular palettes. So this is the standard ones that they have normally done in the past, and here is the new eyeshadow palette right here. Here are the shadows inside. The glare from the palette's kind of making my camera focus in and out, so hopefully it stays in focus. But there are no matte eyeshadows in here, and then you can see that the names are printed on that circular portion. I kind of think they could have utilized a little bit of that inner space for a, you know, circle eyeshadow or something like that, but it is what it is. I zoomed in a little bit more. Hopefully you can see the slight glazing effect on. Oh, there you can kind of see it right here on this guy. And then the other one is, both the satins are kind of forming that glaze a little bit more than the like shinier or the iridescent, I guess I'll call them, finishes. So these two, you can already see that. It's almost like a pilling effect. But Seashell and Wave. Seashell and Wave. Abyss and Reef. These are beautiful colors. Starfish and Cove. And lastly, Sand and Mermaid. So there are all of the colors. The one item for me that I really like out of the collection is the eyeshadow palette. I'm a fan of the artist eyeshadow formula, but I know some people don't care for them or have a hard time working with them. So that is something to make note of. Now, if you're interested in seeing those products perform and the look that's on my face, you can hang tight and we'll get into it right now. On a Goss 14 brush, I'm going to dip it into this portion of the highlighter, just a dash, and kind of just go over my blush with that. I'm going to prime my lids from the lash line to up underneath the brow with the NYX eyeshadow base in ESB01, which is a matte white. Now I'm going to go into the eyeshadow palette, which I haven't even swatched yet, so this shall be interesting. I'm going to use a Goss number 18 brush, and I'm going to go into the shade Starfish, which is this one right here. I'm going to pack that one on the lid. Ooh, these are like kicking up no product, which is pretty awesome. Very nice. Using the side of that same brush, I'm going to dip into Seashell, and I'm going to put that one right in front of the Starfish shade. Using a Chikuhodo GSN 9, I'm going to go into the shade Abyss, and I'm going to put that one through the crease. Again, no kick up of product at all. I feel like I don't even have to tap my brush off, which I kind of haven't been. Awesome. Using a Hakuhodo J5523 brush, I'm going to go into the shade Cove, which is right there. I'm going to start to blend out that crease with Cove. Using a fluffy brush from Hakuhodo, this is one from the Kokutan series, and it doesn't have the numbers on it. I'm going to go into the shade Sand, which is that one right there, and go underneath my brow with it. I'm going to go in with a Hakuhodo J5533 brush and dip into a little bit of the Wave shade. And put this through here. And fade it upwards into that highlight shade. That first transition was a little on the light side for what I was looking for. But it still worked. And then go back in with that highlight brush and give this a blend. So there's the eyeshadow done. I'm going to go ahead and finish on my eye makeup, and I'll be right back to put on some lips for you guys. For lips, I've got Old Faithful here. The Charlotte Tilbury lip cheat in the shade Pillow Talk. I'm just going to go ahead and line my lips with it. And then to fill them in, I've got the Rainforest of the Sea Quench Lip Rescue in the shade Nude. And I'm just going to go ahead and put this on my lips. There's the overall finished look using the items I purchased from the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea collection. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!